Yo, 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 what it do, everybody, man? It's Saturday. We live here, man, on YouTube, Facebook, X, Twitch, you name it, man. Appreciate everyone tuning in. This is the 11:30 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling. And as you can see, you guys, man, WWE King and Queen of the Ring just wrapped up, man, from Saudi Arabia. We're going to be chatting about that. It's a big wrestling week ahead of us, man. Tomorrow, AEW double or nothing. Just a lot of wrestling, man. We're gonna get into. So appreciate everyone tuning in, man. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're new to the show, new to the podcast, man, definitely do me a huge favor, man. Like it, leave a comment, share it, and definitely hit that subscribe button down below, you guys, man. And leave a comment. Tell me what you guys think about the entire show. We're gonna dive into it and we're gonna have some fun, man. For real. I'm not alone. Of course, man, I got my bro. He's always joining me, man. One half of the commission, guys. Also, you guys, I forgot to introduce my producer, my son. He's in the background too, so you gonna hear him make a noise. Yeah. What's up? We good? All right, we good. We good. All right, all right. I'm bringing on my man, my guy, Brian B, the host of the Beatline Entertainment LLC. Yo, what's going on with your partner? How your Saturday been going on?
Chilling, man. Doing some work. It's hot. Starting to get hot, bro. I see you over there with that
Yeah.
sweater on. I'm like, damn, y'all must have some good air. My
Yeah,
studio,
it's
yeah, we don't get the best air in here, so it's just hot as
yeah,
shit. So I'm just chilling, but yeah, chilling,
yeah,
man. Watching wrestling,
yeah.
heating up.
I feel you. I feel you. Yeah, when that is AC come on in here, man, everybody tell you when they come in here, man, it just is and it's a one. It's not like upstairs, downstairs, so it's like a one, platform. But
Yeah,
as soon as that motherfucker cut on, it get cold as shit in
y'all
here for
straight.
real.
Oh yeah, yeah, for
Yeah,
real.
yeah. But man, appreciate you once again. Appreciate everyone definitely tuning in here on this edition of Talk Pro Wrestling. We're gonna be chatting and talking about WWE King and Queen of the Ring and everything that went down, man. But overall, man, how did you enjoy the show, man? A, B, C, D. Was it F? How was
Let me see. It
it?
wasn't an F. It definitely wasn't a D. I don't even think it was a C. I think this one might have been about a B. This one might have been about a B for me. I think a little let down that I didn't see the what's it called? Uncle Howdy stuff. I don't know why I was kind of just positive they were doing that shit on this
Yeah.
one. And also gotta say, as far as predictability, there's no doubt. Like the predictability was just all across the board. Like everything that you possibly thought it was gonna happen, the way it was supposed to happen, happened. I can't even think of like one thing that we're like, oh damn, I didn't see that happening. Nah,
Mhm.
everything to the
Okay.
to the fucking
Shit.
fullest. But
Shit.
it was good.
Hey. Okay. All right. Hey, look, I thought it was one of the best Saudi events.
Yeah, it was,
Besides
it was pretty good.
one of the besides the ending with the tag team match, the Usos taking on I think Roman and Solo. When that happened last year, but
That's right.
this crowd was energetic from SmackDown last night. I was like, okay, just a little preview, but from today's show, they showed up. I think Leon France is definitely leaving his mark though, especially with
Oh
Randy
yeah,
Orton entering and everything like that. All right,
yep,
but we're gonna get into it. You said it was definitely predictable. Warren called it on commission talk,
yep.
and he said Liv Morgan definitely will walk away with the women's championship. I was feeling like I don't know, man. With the Saudi event, I thought all the championships, which majority of them did, stayed the same. Besides the women's world championship, they showed on the pre-show a clip that you showed also in the chat with Liv Morgan backstage talking to Byron Saxton. And then, Dom come up and saying he's going to do everything in his power to make sure she doesn't get mommy's championship. But,
Yeah.
come out to the ring and assist Liv Morgan in a way, but he was basically, I like the way they played it, though, sort of like an accident. But if
Yeah.
you go back to a backstage segment that they had on Monday Night Raw, it actually wasn't a backstage segment with them. It was like an interview that was going on. I don't believe it was Jay Uso, R Truth, or something. But in the, the you can see in the back was Liv Morgan coming out and Dom coming out. So I think this was sort of the initial plan all along, though. But do you feel like the
Yeah.
revenge story is complete now, or it's just getting started?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's still. I think it's just still a lot of story to tell with it. I saw Liv winning as well. Like I didn't see how Becky winning would keep it. Like, we already knew that Becky was like a, transitional champion to where it was just like, yeah, she got that belt because Rhea got injured. And it's going to be interesting to see what they do now with Liv, because I think this was the push she needed. One thing I noticed from this match, and I think I've noticed it before, but I really noticed it here, was Liv is a fucking great wrestler. Like, not even
Yeah.
just like, as far as character or whatever. She's really good on the mic. Her character is pretty good. She plays it well. She hasn't had too many transitions. It's almost she's the same person every time. She just changes her attitude a little bit. But she's also a really good wrestler. She's real fluid in the ring. She doesn't make a lot of mistakes. She's really good, man. And she's quick with her spots. Like, she gets it done. Like, that chair spot with Becky was beautifully done. The Oblivion was beautifully done. Like, it was a lot of stuff where she was just fluid with it, bro. But I think that this is a perfect opportunity, man, to build up whatever they're doing. They're trying to play it like, they're building up to that Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan. It's got to be a SummerSlam. We can't tell a story for a fucking year. But
You
I
think she'll
think
be
it's
back in time for SummerSlam?
I
Will she
think
be back?
so. I think so. They said that she was only supposed to be out for a couple months. They didn't say it was going to be like crazy long, but hopefully, you never know. I
Yeah.
mean, magic can happen. Liv Morgan got she got kind of a injury prone kind of reputation as well, which you hope not, man, because you really want to see some of these stories start to pay off. Like I said once before, man, the one thing we love long term storytelling and we love long term booking, but if somebody gets injured, man, we just told the story for 6 fucking months and it's to the world now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just gone. So we'll see. We'll see. I thought it was a good match. Definitely the right call. Dom's interference was definitely good. I don't know how they letting Dom come out there with a broken ass arm and get involved in as much shit as he's doing. They usually sideline people to
Yeah,
do that shit.
I think that was the thing about Rhea Ripley when she got hurt. I believe it was her arm, but I believe what Seth Rollins he stuck around and hung around, and even Drew McIntyre because I think they just said on the kickoff show with Triple H that or the actual premium live event that Drew McIntyre was cleared, but he been around. CM Punk been around, and it was like,
Yeah.
damn, Rhea had to give up her title to go away. So maybe it was other stuff, but I think it's going to be a phenomenal rivalry or story when they come together. I don't know. It may happen at SummerSlam though, but we know one thing that will happen at some. Well, maybe we still got Clash of the Castle and Money in the Bank before we get there.
Yeah.
Queen of the Ring, Nia Jax, my girl did it, and
She
I know
did
a
it.
lot of people was hating on her, man. So she got a world championship opportunity at SummerSlam against Becky. Well, no, Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan. Who
Well,
just won the title. That's if she.
Bailey. Bailey
Bailey.
should be
Okay, yeah,
with.
that's right.
Yeah.
She's on Smack. Okay, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. Pretty sure they're probably. It makes the most sense for them to build that up to Bailey. It seems like Bailey right now she's with Chelsea Green, and it looks like now Piper Niven probably going to step into that picture. That'll be a nice build. I can see Piper Niven. Piper Niven. She's Scottish. So her going into a Clash at the Castle should be something interesting for Scotland audience. But yeah, I can see them building up a play to Bailey versus Nia at SummerSlam. It makes the most sense in my opinion. Oh shit! Look at the guys popping up out of nowhere. My tag team partner over here.
What's up, man?
What up, bro?
What's going
All
on?
hail,
What's going on?
all hail Queen Naya, baby.
Mm,
Yeah, yeah. Nia Jax, I thought she was the perfect choice to win the King of the Ring. But just to dial back real fast, Liv Morgan, I believe the story is going to be incredible because Dominic, I think he's going to be now the deciding factor, sort of in between now. I think Liv
oh
Morgan
yeah,
is going to use Dominic as much as she can. We don't know what she said to him prior to this though. Because I feel like it was all the plan, even though how they planned it as, Dominic's just like, oh shit, I effed up,
yeah, yeah,
So I feel like this is all gonna come together to where it's like maybe he may side with Liv Morgan because obviously Rhea Ripley is going definitely gonna come back and be like a hot ass baby face.
yeah. I think that's the story that they're trying to tell. I mean, I wouldn't trip if they kicked. If Damian Priest got out of what's it called, and they brought in Liv, and even if they brought in Carlito and they just started some new shit. I wouldn't be like the new Judgment Day or whatever you would want to call it. Like I could see it still going for a while, man.
Hmm.
There's a lot of story with it.
Oh yeah.
What you think about Slim?
First of all, shout out to Liv. I think we all knew that this is a transitional run for Becky.
Yep.
She was pretty much supposed to finish up with Seth after Mania, heal up, go chill with the family for a little bit. Um, I like it, man. It's something different. When Rhea comes back, there's a storyline there. Whose loyalty does Dom really have? Is Liv the secret Judgment Day side chick or something like that? I don't know,
For
but
real.
I like it. A lot of good developments out of this. I agree with you, Brian. I think a lot of people are seeing how good Liv is. I think
Yeah.
it took a minute for her to like kind of craft that character and for her to stand out almost because for a while we were just like just another blonde girl coming
For real.
in trying to do the Harley Quinn gimmick and all that stuff. So I'm glad to see where she's developed until now, and it's something fresh. Leading into SummerSlam soon should be pretty good. So I like it.
I agree.
Yeah,
Let me ask you guys
definitely.
a question. Just with the Liv Morgan conversation. Now that she has hit Becky, and we do know that Rhea's like in the future. What's next, yo? Because I, in my opinion, I'm starting to see Lyra because they already kind of teasing her and Lyra Valkyrie with some kind of her kind of getting in the middle of her and Becky's situation or whatever. So Lyra's another
You,
one. She's
you
phenomenal,
mean
bro.
you asking what's next for Becky?
What's next for not Becky? Go sit down, Becky. I don't care about Becky. Sit your
Okay,
ass
hold
down
on. Liv
somewhere.
Morgan.
Yeah, live.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah,
and
she a
that's what
champ
I asked
now.
my. That's what I asked myself too, as well, because I didn't see her becoming champ. Sort of this soon. I thought maybe she had maybe winning maybe a SummerSlam or something like that. Because what could be next? Though I don't think Rhea Ripley is gonna insert herself into the story just yet. But I think what's next really is they're gonna play the whole Dominic and her storyline going back and forth, where they're gonna be telling that story and they're gonna be building Liv Morgan up to be something real hot to face Rhea Ripley when she does come back.
Yep,
For sure.
I agree.
Okay, okay. All right. Another matchup we had. What was it? The triple threat matchup. The Intercontinental Championship. Chad Gable, Bronson Reed, Sami Zayn. Great triple threat matchup. What would you guys' thoughts on that? And Chad Gable, I feel like this new group with the Creed brothers is I think is going to come into play next now that Otis sort of cost him this championship victory. He kicked everybody else out of the academy, I believe. So I think that's what's next for Chad Gable.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, I think that we are headed for this generation's own version of Team Angle. Um, this is gonna be crazy. I like Chad as a heel. He smacked the shit out of Otis. He
For
been
real.
degrading Maxine. He been punking Tozawa, and I think that's what's needed, man. Because Big E said it best. Sometimes we didn't know how well he was gonna recover after that whole Shorty G gimmick. So for him to go from that to this is, I think, amazing overall. I think great triple threat match. Everybody played well off of each other. Bronson is a true big powerhouse. Did not see him doing a moonsault in this match, which was insane
Yeah, that
for
shit was
that.
crazy.
And my God, over there in Saudi Arabia, Sammy is over as hell. So much respect to him
Yeah.
on that. But overall, good match. And I think everybody came out here looking really good. Sammy's still strong champion. Bronson showed he's a threat, and Chad was just that close again. So it's gonna be interesting to see where they take it. Now I don't know the direction they're gonna go with Sammy now. I mean, they probably still keep him linked with Gable, or a lot of people say they want to see Jay Uso slid in there to finally get the big one, the big win he hasn't really got. Maybe at SummerSlam, you never know. But it's gonna be interesting. I want to see what they do with Bronson after this, because it's gonna be interesting to
Yeah.
see what his next move is gonna be, because he's a great powerhouse. I'd love to see some. For some reason, I want to see some interaction between him and Braun Strowman. But I know Strowman's going to be caught up in the Wyatt Six thing whenever that gets released. But overall, good triple threat match.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was a good triple threat match. Slim, you just reminded me of something. Shorty G. What was Shorty G? I remember that, man. Time really
yeah,
flies by. But I saw Chad Gable being the, sort of the Kurt Angle 2.0 in a way. Sort of new this generation's Kurt Angle because now the fans will start chanting, use up when his music come out. And of course he
yeah.
got the ankle lock and everything. So I always saw Chad Gable being a star. He just had to go through the trenches in a way to get on the other side. Now, will he become Intercontinental Champion? Will this sort of all pay off one day? Hopefully it will. Because Kurt Angle definitely was a Hall of Famer, WWE Champion. Hopefully, I don't know. Some people may not see Chad Gable as that, but I think they can build him up to be a big star.
Yeah, I really hope they start to try to change some of these story angles that they have been kind of going off lately, because everything we're talking about, even with the Sami Zayn situation, like you know Sammy won. He beat Bronson and Chad, and they've been fighting for the IC championship. They've been doing this, they've been doing that. But like, you interested to see what Chad's doing? Like, he's got this story lining up with Otis and them. Like, he's treating them bad. They're gonna flip on him. Like, and Otis probably gonna get a pretty good reaction for turning on Chad. It'll be interesting to see if they get like Otis and Maxine and Tozawa and go up against Creed Brothers and Chad or something. You know what I mean? Like they can definitely pull some shit from that. You still got Clash at Castle. You still got a couple pay-per-views before we get to even Money in the Bank, before we get to SummerSlam. So it's gonna be interesting to see like the kind of storylines and developments they jump into in between these little periods before the big pay-per-views come up. Another thing, like, I'm hoping that we start seeing more interaction from people who like we're not talking about in these same conversations over and over again. Like as I said with Karrion Cross, like I like the shit that I'm seeing with them, him just fucking with New Day, and like it's just different things that they're telling these pieces of stories everywhere and just kind of planting seeds everywhere, but you're not seeing a lot of development. You're seeing QR code. Like I said, I thought for sure we were going to be walking out of here at the end of the Cody match. I was like, the lights going to go out and something's going to happen, and we at least going to see shadows on the stage of like maybe the Wyatt, anything like just. I just feel like the delivery is starting to kind of be a little bit too prolonged for me, bro. I know I'm impatient, but I'm just saying we waiting for a lot of shit. Like, like I want to see what's gonna happen, bro. I don't want to have to just watch shows every week to be like, oh, I can't wait till next time. Like that shit starts to get
Yeah,
played out after a while. I
yeah.
ain't gonna lie.
I heard it was built up for King and Queen of the Ring, but then
Yeah,
it
that's what I'm
was
saying.
Thursday. I think another QR code came out and it alluded to somewhere in June or something like that.
Extreme
So
Rules, I
June
think.
24 or something like that. So
Yeah,
I don't even know what that's all about. But hey, I mean, I definitely was thinking because when they said goodnight, they stayed on the air for a little bit,
for a
thinking
minute.
that
Yeah.
yeah, thinking it was going to be something, but nothing came out of that. Hopefully, it'll probably be Monday or Friday. Who knows though? But the Wyatt Six, I think, is something I think everybody's trying to figure out.
I think also with Sammy, I think what I would be interested in seeing is Ludwig Kaiser, yo. I think if they drew him, because he needs something to do. He's not a tag team anymore, and Sammy fighting the same fucking people over and over again. I mean, Jay and Sammy are two baby faces. They were heels in the bloodline. I don't think it's soon enough, especially with him just coming off the win. You ain't turning Jay heel, and I don't think Sammy as a heel right now would really make much sense. So I can see like Ludwig coming out like, hey, you got the championship that my, ring general, you shouldn't have that. Like you never should have beat him, and then bam, you got a story right there. So
Mhm.
I'll be interested in something like that.
Okay, okay. So, how you feel about it? All cool and gang with you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm cool with it. I just think that after
Yeah.
today, they have to be. It's going to be interesting to see where they go because we have Clash in the Castle in between, and there's a lot of questions right there that could affect SummerSlam in itself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
because they already announced that the Clash of the Castle is going to be Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest.
Yeah, David Priest. Yes,
And
that's kind of weird too. Like they didn't even get. Well, it's like 2 weeks away too, though. It's not that far.
and
yeah, but
that's
I go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
and that's what like got my brain just started like thinking. I'm like, okay, so we got Drew and we got Priest at Clash of the Castle. Are we really gonna make Drew lose in his home country twice in a row?
That's
Good
what I was
point.
getting to.
Good point.
And my thing is though, he still has this whole storyline with Punk, and the whole thing has been about stealing Drew's moment. So my thing is though, would it be more crazy for Punk to cost Drew again in front of
Damn.
his home country and set
Damn.
Boy,
up
that,
Drew versus Punk at SummerSlam?
Holy shit.
that's what
Because
that's what
That would be fucking
I
crazy,
think
yo.
a money match is Gunther versus Priest at SummerSlam, which I feel is a crowning moment for Gunther. I feel like you wouldn't have Priest cash in the Money in the Bank to lose 2 months later. He should at least keep it until SummerSlam, in my opinion.
So but what about like I don't know. It's so crazy. That's what I mean about like there's so many fucking stories because we've been telling the story with Damian and Finn Balor. We've been telling the story. I mean, not saying you can't have that.
see, but
It doesn't
see,
need a belt.
I feel like where we get to Clash at the Castle is though CM Punk calls him again. CM Punk
I see
calls him
that
the
too.
championship match again, and he goes irate. And then
A murder. They gonna
yeah,
murder that motherfucker.
uh,
Get it
yeah,
over
like
with.
he's gonna go irate, and then of course they had a big matchup at SummerSlam. But then with the whole Gunther, he gets the World Heavyweight Championship matchup at SummerSlam against Damian Priest. Now with that, I can see Finn Balor some way with the Judgment Day with the factions they got going on right now. I can see that is the reason why he loses the World Heavyweight Championship right there. You know,
To
so
Gunther.
yeah, I know it would be sad for Drew not to win it in his hometown again. You know, you like I said, I felt like this King of the Ring tournament was meant for Gunther, and it was. He won it,
It was.
and if you have Clash in the Castle and Carter Wells, and then you come back and Glasgow, Scotland, Drew's hometown, and to have him lose again, like what? What like
That
that
would
would
be
be really
crazy. That
crazy.
would be crazy,
That
bro.
would be crazy.
That'd be fucking crazy, especially a world title match or at that. Yeah. There's no doubt about it. That would build. It's already enough fuel for the CM Punk and Drew match, but that would just put that shit over the edge. I would. I'm not gonna lie. I would be rooting for Drew at that point. Like, yo, Drew, kick his ass, yo. That's enough is
And,
enough.
unless they gonna plan something in the swerve where like on Monday night or the Monday after that where it's like Judgment Day Judgment Day took a whole 360 with the storyline is just even more crazy because now Dominic now helped sort of Liv Morgan win the championship. Carlitos he's in or he's out of the Judgment Day, we don't know. And JD McDonough is just doing JD McDonough shit.
Yeah,
So
man.
I feel like it's all going to crumble down within a week or two because I don't know. I just wouldn't, gamble that. Then that's also like in a way with Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes didn't get the shot at WrestleMania 30. I mean, he got the shot, but he didn't win the title at WrestleMania 39. Came back WrestleMania 40, won the big ones. He won the championship. So I mean, like for him to not win it, in his hometown, hey, but that'd be crazy, if it happens though. We'll see.
Yeah.
Uh, another matchup we seen, like I said, Gunther become the king of the ring. They didn't show too many replays because I don't believe Randy Orton's shoulders was down on the
As
mat
soon
though.
as that happened, I was looking at it. I was like, yo, is that a fucking like? Was that a slip up or something? Because it didn't look like it was done right. Like
Nah,
his shoulders were kind of up in the air a little bit. That's
yeah,
already
his
kind of the
shoulders.
three. I didn't think that shit was right.
Yeah, because even I think Corey or Michael was about to allude to it, but then I guess they just stopped and just was
Yeah.
like fuck it.
Even the
But
ref
yeah,
looked like, what the fuck? Oh, wait a minute.
yeah,
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 that was
he's
weird.
But I ain't gonna lie to you, that's the most physical match I've ever seen Randy Orton have in a while. Like a good strong while, like a
Yeah.
good physical match. And it was like, because most of the time it's crazy when you look at it. I think a lot of people don't realize how big Randy is. And,
Yeah.
Gunther ain't no small guy neither. So it was like seeing them clash was crazy, and the story they were telling, like he was hitting the dog shit out of Randy. Them
Oh
slow
yeah.
mos was crazy. And so I like the match. To me, that's how you finish a King of the Ring tournament. That was a true, pure wrestling match. hardly well, no shenanigans, just my moves against your moves, and we see who wins. And
Yeah.
it wasn't like they fed Randy to Gunther, and it wasn't like they fed Gunther to Randy. It was even. Both people look strong. Um, Crazy. Somebody Gunther size coming off the top rope doing a roll into an RKO is insane.
Bro. And like you just said, I think that's the reason why it's like, and having like these, when we get watch these pay-per-views, like a lot of pay-per-views are like, send-offs, it's like closing stories and shit like that or whatever. But lately it's been like, it's barely closing stories, kind of opening stories or continuing like, the next chapter or whatever. But with the Gunther and Randy kind of closing it out, it was their first time like meeting with each other one on one, I think. And it was a good match. It was just a good match, man. But that's what I'm looking at Gunther. Like Gunther is fucking main event material, man. As soon as you say his name, he doesn't really even have to be involved in the storyline or anything. It's just when you know you're going up against him, you know you're about to go in a dog shit fight, and you have to be at your best because he's gonna fucking take you there. And I respect that about Gunther, and like with or without a belt, as long it shows the development you can do to a character, bro, without even having to be crazy with it. Like you don't have to have everybody in a faction. You don't have to. You just have to make them look strong. Slim, you just said like with Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed's a big dude. He moves fucking amazing, hitting moonsaults, all this shit. But what can you like really see them doing with him right now? Like he
Yeah.
really can't hit. He can't go up against Sammy anymore. Like him and Ivar did the whole big guy thing. It's not a lot of options because he's not credible. Like there's you ain't really he's big, but he'll never fucking win.
Yeah.
It's like
And when
help him
you
out.
Yeah, I see what they doing is somehow maybe because Chad Gable got this whole, the Creed brothers coming up, and I feel like he's going to get another Intercontinental Championship down the line. But I feel with Bronson Reed, though, he may not be as much credible, but I think with his size and his presence, though, is a big factor. And I think him winning the Intercontinental Championship would be better. It's better when a heel, I feel like, is champion, though. That's
I
what
feel
I
like they
think.
need another belt. That's what I said a while ago. I feel like they need one more belt floating around. I think like the European Championship because it gives it's one of those belts that establishes the people like Bronson Reed, the people like Mia Yim. Like it gives them the ability. That's why she's over there in fucking NXT going after the new NXT women's belt and stuff because they know you got these guys who are just swindling around, just playing a part in the story or whatever. They're not a part of the story. They're just playing a part in the story. And that's kind of like with Bronson Reed. That's why he took the fucking the pin tonight. Because they are doing something. They're trying to establish something with Chad Gable. They don't want to make him look weak, but they can't make him win right now. It's
Yep.
like it makes sense, you know what I mean? But it's just like you still don't want to have these guys, basically just looking like fall guys in the back because you want them to still be established. You can repackage them and rebuild them and shit with a good story, but I feel like if you just still gave them something to do, Ivar versus Bronson Reed for the European Championship, you could do that, and you'd be interested because like, all right, who's gonna win? It's the belt. It's a belt on the line, so it's more exciting. It's more on the line with the shit. But I don't know, man. That's my opinion with it.
Hey, I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. I'm gonna piggyback to what you said with Gunther though. When Gunther is like the well complete superstar put together, and his matches now, in my opinion, Roman Reigns for a while, you were just like, man, you got to see Roman Reigns matches. Is he gonna lose the championship? Who's gonna beat him? When is
Yeah,
the title reign is gonna be over? And now with Gunther, although he's not the Intercontinental Champion no more, and he lost that title, one of the longest IC champions of all time, actually the longest
the
Intercontinental
longest. Yep.
Champion of all time. But with Gunther, his matches are literally must see because it's hard hitting, it's also physical. But then when you put up opponents that sort of are like fan favorites or a guy like Randy Orton, you would think that with his experience and him being around for a long time, who he is, he would may win. But
Yeah.
Gunther pulls it out each and every time. Well, it is all the defenses was in the Continental Championship rings, the King of the Ring tournament, etc. So I don't see Gunther losing though, and his only loss was of course at WrestleMania against Sami Zayn though right now. So I mean, I think that was for the better, just to close that chapter and move on. But
Yeah.
I feel like Gunther is definitely going to the top though, because
Oh
definitely
yeah,
agree
for
with
real, for real, man.
you. Definitely, definitely. All right, in the main event of King and the Queen, they only had 5 matches though. Five
Yeah.
matches on the card though.
Oh, what about Jade
Oh,
and
yeah,
Bianca?
yeah, yeah. They did have that on the kickoff show. That was a cool matchup. I think
Yeah.
they're working together, man. Working together, and they chose the different finisher, and it's moved differently than when they had the matchup at Backlash. Because at Backlash, it felt like not also rushed, but it just felt like a lot of things was just happening, and just. I apologize for the background noise if you guys hear something. They having a party
We hear
outside.
nothing at all. You're
Okay, good,
good.
good.
Y'all
Okay,
hear
great,
anything?
awesome, awesome. Because I'm like, damn, they are jamming.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
but yeah, Jay Cargill, Bianca Belair. Um, awesome that they retained the tag team titles. Definitely where it's going to see where it goes. Obviously, I don't see no one taking it away from them. They are just going to implode within itself. Jay Cargill made it. No, not Jay Cargill. Bianca made it to the finals, lost again Nia Jax. So it's a little things that Bianca could use to when the time is right to split away from Bianca or turn on them, if that's the
Slim got the puppy over there.
Yeah, man.
case.
Just got her like 2 weeks ago. She's feisty.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
awesome.
What kind of dog is it?
Um, Pocket Pitbull.
Okay.
Cool,
Hey,
cool,
Yeah,
cool. That's what's up.
when you have
favorite
a dog and you see other people petting dogs, it makes you want to get your dog and shit.
person.
Yeah, I want a dog. I'm talking about getting me a dog ASAP though, for
Yeah.
real.
Get you a
Yeah, I
puppy
want
over
a
there.
dog. Yeah, little dog.
Fun, man.
But the main event also, uh, Logan Paul versus Cody Rhodes. Thought it was a phenomenal matchup with Logan
Great,
Paul. I think one of the
great
best
match.
camera shots in WWE history, man, when he was on the top rope, going for the frog splash off the top rope to the announce table. I was like, man, that camera angle was insane, though. But I didn't like the finish, though. I felt like the guy who was in Saudi Arabia, I felt like he had no part of the story
I agree. I
whatsoever.
agree.
I just was like, yo, the matchup was going great. I mean, Logan Paul, he said he wasn't going to use the brass nuts, but turned around, used the brass nuts, but then sort of got in Michael Cole's face where
Bro,
he could, took advantage of that a moment in a way. But I understand that. But then, the end part where was Slim come in, I don't know, he's celebrity over there or whatnot. But I was like, dude, like, you must be a Cody crybaby because you definitely helped Cody out. Like, imagine, like, you helped him out the most. I mean, Cody was gonna win already, but I felt like the guy didn't have no. The match didn't need that though. But incredible matchup though.
you got
I agree with you. The ending was like weird as shit. I think it was just that was kind of like a pandering thing to me. Like just because he's there, we want to
just because he's
involve
there. Yeah.
you. Overall, great fucking match, and people can still say what they want. Logan Paul's fucking good, man. He's so good. And everybody said this, like for him to be still quote unquote new at this, he has no business being this good, but he
Telling
is.
you, bro.
And like, there's not a lot of people that can say, they've had a match against Roman Reigns, The Miz, Rey Mysterio, and Cody Rhodes, all in the time span of like 2 years, and held their own. So I mean, overall, like the whole I'm still a cocky young upstart. Cody said I'm gonna basically take you to the woodshed and teach you about the honor and everything like that. Good match and good back and forth. I love that piggyback what Brian said. I love that camera angle shot they do whenever he dives off the top rope and twists in the air. Like that's crazy. But overall, good match. This is going to be interesting to see where they place Cody at SummerSlam, who the actual opponent is going to be. I wouldn't have mind if it was Randy, because I
I
mean,
feel like it's gonna be.
I knew Gunther was going to win, but if he didn't, I wouldn't have minded setting up Cody versus Randy at SummerSlam with all that history there. but I feel like because it's Randy, they can get back to it any type of way. Get you a little qualifier match or mini gold rush tournament, however they're gonna do it. But I think it'll be interesting for that. And to see where Logan goes from this is going to be very, very interesting. I think it. I'm still thinking this should lead into a good feud with LA Knight heading into SummerSlam. I think that's what they've been
That would have
teasing.
been. I thought that was the perfect person who could have came out and sort of interfered and caused Logan Paul the matchup, all the history, sort of, well, not all the history, but the stuff they've been doing over the last couple of weeks, the run in or whatnot, and the whole rumors and possibilities of them going one on one at WrestleMania or these pay per views or premium live events. So I
I
thought
think
it was definitely going to be LA Knight.
I think they still focusing on at for the time being right now, because SummerSlam's still 2 months away. We can still get to it. I think they're still focusing on Mello versus Knight right now. Just like, cocky young upstart, you're still old man Ricker out here. I don't care who you are, LA Knight. So I actually like the semi Mello LA Knight feud because it builds up Mello to be, the next big thing, and LA Knight, he's already over his shit anyway.
Oh
Yeah,
Um,
man,
he
I don't
is.
know, Slim. I kind of disagree with that just a little bit because I feel like one of the problems with LA Knight that we're having now is that we did put him in that situation where he lost to Roman, and now we put him in another situation where it's like either like I feel like LA Knight has to win at this point. Like he has to be brought back to a more serious light. I feel like he's over because we know he's over. Like even Michael Cole and them say that. Oh, he's the most popular superstar. And then I sit there and think about it, and I'm like, is he? Because he ain't really winning. He's not really involved in like a lot of matches, man. I just don't feel like his credibility is as big as it was. Like before he took on Roman, LA Knight was the hottest shit that was. I don't give a fuck. No, everybody's losing their shit about LA Knight. But
yeah,
after that Roman match, it was kind of dry, man. Then it got to the AJ Styles stuff, and it's kind of like back flutter. But I don't know.
I think a lot of people were expecting Logan versus LA Knight at WrestleMania, and then I
Yeah.
think got caught up with KO and Randy Orton and everything. In fact, that was the essentially the better match to showcase him on the grander stage. And
Yeah.
LA Knight working AJ at Mania wasn't really a loss for him. That was still a good semi good story, and he made that his own. But I agree with you. Like they have to do something to like not necessarily bring him back to prominence, but seem as not just a talking threat, but a physical threat to take the
Yes.
U.S. title off them. Because I think a lot of people want the feud with Logan Paul and LA Knight. I think we just have to get there, and the build up has to be right.
Yeah.
SummerSlam is essentially one of the three big pay per views besides Mania and Rumble, well, and Survivor Series. But I mean, so like, well, I always say SummerSlam is the Mania of the summer anyway, pretty much. It's the
Yeah.
biggest
For real.
show of the
They
summer.
they're I mean they're making it 2 nights now. I mean it
Yeah,
definitely is now.
Oh yeah.
I want. I'm gonna get to that in just a bit. But with LA
Okay.
Knight though, they can definitely build them back up. I feel like with the whole Carmelo Hayes, he can definitely take this L. He always can have something to brag about. He got the I was the number one draft pick. I'm him. I'm the
Yeah.
man. So he definitely, I feel like is good for right now. And they're gonna have Carmelo Hayes, LA Knight, but then we can get what was it after Clash of the Castle? Then we got Money in the Bank and SummerSlam. LA Knight is in. I can see him being in the Money in the Bank match once again, and then Logan Paul costs him the matchup, and then they can set up a matchup where he could take away one thing he got from him, which Logan Paul took away was the Money in the Bank briefcase, and some way push him up and keep him going up the ladder though, because
Yeah.
we'll be seeing on Friday night. Yeah, that's in Saudi Arabia. It may be not throughout the states each and every week. It may be or that loud though, but a lot of people, even me personally, I feel like he got that championship matchup too soon. Like I felt like he wasn't in the cards, and that was a way to cool him off, or focus on something else for, and they get back to him when they can. So,
Yeah. I
uh,
also I mean the and like you guys said, like the Cody and Logan Paul match was great. It was a really good match, and I'm not gonna lie to you. One of the things that I enjoy about it, and really kind of showed me what I enjoy about matches in general, is I like the atmosphere. I like the not only the storytelling, but just like the variety. You know, I'm saying like one of the things that I really like about that I'm really starting to like about Logan Paul even more. He puts on a production, yo. He puts on a performance. It's not about
Mhm.
just a wrestling match. It's not about he's arguing with the ref when he was in the figure four. He's gonna break my leg. That's that remember that Chris Jericho shit?
Yeah,
Ask
he got
him.
the psychology.
He got that
Yeah,
shit
yeah,
down fucking. And when I was thinking this also, I've been hearing reports. I don't know if it's real, but they've been talking about Cody. I'm not. Yeah, Corey Graves,
yeah.
and
Uh-huh.
him possibly looking to make an in-ring return, and saying that he might be getting cleared. So one of the things that I thought about, 'cause remember back in the day, that was always one of the fun shits where you'd have somebody go up against the commentators. Jr. used to get it, and then the King would step in, or Taz, or whoever, or JBL. So I was like, yo, if they trying to set up something where like Michael Cole, and he was talking a lot of shit to Michael Cole, but then Corey Graves was kind of like, wait a minute, calm down, bro. And I saw that interaction, and I started to get excited. I'm like, they're gonna play some shit with Corey Graves, goes up and has a matchup against fucking Logan. I'd be down for it. Just
Yeah,
because it's something different, it's something new, and it keeps you entertained. And I feel like that's why I'm saying, like, I feel like Logan is really giving us classic WWE shit right now, bro. And in
he
my
is.
opinion, the only one. I was more interested because of Logan Paul and his antics in the match than fucking Cody's shit. I'm sorry, bro. I'm just saying he's more entertaining to me right now, man.
Mm, yeah, you're right. You're right. Logan Paul is definitely
He's it
taking all. Yeah, he's it. He got all the psychology and everything down. Because when I said I felt like he's the best outsider who came in and just turned it all the way around
drinking the
for
prime,
himself. So
spitting it out, and then jumping on it, bruh. Motherfucker got it, bruh. He got everything
mhm.
he does is entertaining. He's making his boy fight him, and then he's got a whole bunch of entourage, but he's not in the faction. This motherfucker pulling people out the crowd to help him in the matches and shit. Got the brass knucks, tuck him in the bro. Come on, fucking
Yeah,
Logan is the shit, bro. Who would have thought that shit?
Like
yeah.
back.
That'll be insane. Even the Corey Graves one. If you've been watching, WWE, let's say for the last 10 years, you got to go on YouTube to find out some Corey Graves have done.
Yeah.
I may have seen maybe a handful of matches, and when NXT had just started up, or
Mm-hmm.
right before NXT came on the WWE network, or shortly after. That's when he announced it, his retirement. So it's been in talks for a while. It would be insane. I think obviously that would be somebody go to obviously get back in the ring. We've seen that happen with Daniel Bryan and uh
Soraya,
yeah, Soraya,
bunch of
multiple
people
people. So yeah, so I think that'd be awesome. But definitely Logan Paul, gotta give him his daggone flowers, though. He is killing
for
it.
real,
He's killing it. Slim, you
for
was about to
real.
say something?
And I said the thing is interesting that he's also a heel, and we haven't seen people use brass knucks like he's been doing it since William Regal.
I'm telling
So
you,
like an school, an old school throwback. You can tell he studies his tapes.
I'm telling you, bro. Or at least has been a
Yeah.
fan. Yeah, at least has been a fan for a while. Like he's still young, but he's not too far from our age. I think he's like 32 or something like that or whatever. So he's been watching about as long as we've been watching. But
He was smart. He was smart because I think he retired or left boxing alone or whatever.
yeah,
But he was smart leaving that and just coming to full time WWE, seeing all the praises he's been getting.
for
Because we
real,
seen
man.
guys like I think it was Steve Amell. I think I'm getting his name right. It was
No,
him.
he's right.
A
Arrow.
couple of Arrow, the Arrow guy, a couple other people who came in and wanted to do it and maybe did it for a SummerSlam or WrestleMania or Logan, even Bad Bunny, But Logan Paul definitely came in and just was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna be here every week and I'm gonna show you that I'm better than your favorite superstar for
He's
real." And
not lying.
he's is, just like Brian was saying, he was more entertained by Logan Paul than Cody Rhodes. So,
Yeah,
hey, I think it's definitely a big thing because obviously he mentioned that was his third time coming down the aisle fighting for a championship in the Saudi Arabia show. So he's definitely going to the top. Definitely going to the top. One
For
thing we're
real.
gonna get back to, we mentioned SummerSlam. SummerSlam in what 2 years? We got some time though for that though. It announced that SummerSlam is going to be hitting to 2 nights though. Now for the last maybe 3 to 4 years though, I think since 2020, the pandemic, been experiencing WrestleMania night one and night two. Um, and now in 2026 for SummerSlam, which I believe it was supposed to been, they was announcing WrestleMania is possibly going to be in Minneapolis, and I was hearing a lot of people saying that was just a consolation prize. But giving them 2 nights of SummerSlam, how do you guys feel about the whole 2 nights? You feel like it's a fear of them making the Royal Rumble a such thing as 2 nights because no
You
doubt
would have
about it
the
is
men's and the women's on.
yes,
I
yes.
mean,
I clearly see it, them doing it, but I don't like it. I mean, shit, I can't even get to one WrestleMania.
that
I think it's crazy.
that's the thing where the people. I think it would be different for me. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not somebody who really like looks at it like, hey man, I want to go to all the WrestleManias. Like, if I can go to one, I'd be happy as shit. But at the same time, I know I'm gonna watch that shit at home. So for me, I'm cool with it. Like, giving me 2 nights of wrestling, you get more people on the card, you get more matches, maybe you'll get more storyline. If you do that, in my opinion, the next thing you need to have done is you have to make fucking SmackDown 3 hours. Because you have to be able to tell enough story to fill these cards if you're gonna have these 2 night big events. You
And
can't
then
have
by
because
that point,
yeah, go
but
ahead.
I don't mean to cut you off,
No,
but
you
at
good.
that point, I feel like they'll be on Netflix at that point. I believe, right?
That's right. That's right. Yeah, they'll be on Netflix too. But wherever SmackDown is, because it'll still be on whatever thing that they're on. But yeah. But who knows? But you would have to have enough time to tell because if we go back to Mania or if you're gonna do 2 nights, you're gonna have these big fucking events. Like you're gonna have The Rock coming out and taking 40-minute segments. You're gonna have that shit. So you got to have some more time to build these matches and these stories or it's not going to be worth it. You know what I'm saying? Because people aren't going to want to buy 2 fucking tickets who are going avid goers, and they're buying 2 tickets for a throwaway night just to see the main event, and then you want to have the main night, which is probably going to be the last night, where the big WWE Championship, and if it's a Royal Rumble, it's probably the men's. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
how they play it at this point. But
Do you feel like
I'm down as a watcher.
I no boy? Look here. As much as I'm, talking about it, I'm down. I'm a big fan. I'm definitely gonna watch though. Hey,
For
I'm gonna
real.
ask Slim though. Although I believe it also plays in to a factor of the popularity that WWE is definitely going into, and that they are in a new era and such though. But do you feel like it'll take away of the edge of WrestleMania? It seems like it's just 1 or 2 nights, and then even though we got a couple of years to go, but we don't know what could transpire 6 months or a year from now, though. But you feel like that it'll be a great thing to do, but would it just be I feel like taking away the mystique of WrestleMania if it's definitely 2 nights.
But I mean, I feel like sometimes in wrestling we're so used to, we're used to like traditional that when something new comes along, we're very apprehensive. Like, when we switch from attitude era to ruthless aggression, a lot of people weren't feeling it at first, but the change came and we had a whole crop of new superstars.
That's right.
Now, I don't think this takes away from the mystique of WrestleMania because the whole gripe that we brought up for 2 days was, hey, I buy one ticket for WrestleMania and I'm sitting through 10 matches. And by the time I get to the main event, I don't have no energy. I'm burnt out. Perfect example. Perfect example. That year, the streak was broken. After that match, it didn't matter what happened. There was no energy left in that building. You could hear a
Mm.
pin drop. Nobody cared. It was a whole thing. And to segue this into a thing, that's why a lot of people have gripes with AEW is that you can give me a stacked card, but after the sixth match, I'm almost as a fan burnt out, and you're telling me I still got 4 more matches, and at least two of them is going to have shenanigans in it, to where it's
Mm.
almost like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and stuff like that. to the point to where I done watched an hour and a half Extreme Rules hardcore match. I don't care about your world heavyweight title coming on last now.
For real.
And
No bullshit, bro. I was just
Exactly,
sitting here.
yo.
I was just here
Exactly.
sitting here counting and getting all the little screenshots and graphics up, and I'm just counting. I'm like, 10 matches, 10 matches. Why 10 matches
It's a
on this
lot, man.
card of double or nothing? And it's not just for double or nothing. It's usually AEW. They put up 9, 10, 12 matches on the card. Including the kickoff or the 0 hour
so
or whatever like that. So
so
it's crazy.
when I see a format like that, I'm cool with it because like Brian said, if I'm breaking up what my second biggest show of the year besides Mania into 2 nights,
Yeah.
it's like I can get more talent on there. We can conclude storylines before we
Yep.
head into the fall. Because we all know SummerSlam is that big pay per view we do before we start the season premieres of Raw and SmackDown,
Exactly,
and then
yeah.
you go into a whole new season. So I think that benefits it for the E because we as wrestling fans we said on the show this past Wednesday, some of the gripe we have with AEW is that they have all this talent, but we don't get to see any of it. Now with the
Mhm.
E, they have a plethora of talent, but you can start a storyline for 2 months, and if I'm breaking the thing up for 2 days, it can culminate there. Like,
Exactly.
perfect example. WrestleMania this year would have felt weird as shit if we had all that in one single night. We would have
Yeah.
been burnt out.
The
Like
Rock and Cody and all that. Yeah. Or you wouldn't have even had it to begin with. They wouldn't
exactly.
be able to
That
do
Mhm.
took
it.
that took two that took two epic nights, and also you got to think about it. So we get into PLE sometimes where yes, certain matches outshine the other. So if I'm splitting everything for 2 days, that means everybody has an equal amount of chance to shine.
That's right.
Because like let's
Mhm.
just say that if Rhea and Becky was on the same night as Io and
Baylor.
Bayley, you
Yeah.
would have been like, okay, who had the better match? That would have
Absolutely.
been the controversy. Now I got to see which one of these had the better match. Or
You
like, same example. You know,
Mhm.
um, what like if it wasn't Priest cashing in, if you had the world title on and WWE title on the same night, it still is like we still got
why would
two
I
of our
watch the other one
Yeah.
exactly.
as much? Yeah. Yeah. But also another big point about, when you're comparing the AEW and WWE, as far as talking about this 1 or 2 night events, you got to remember WWE also has a platform to where you're just paying a subscription and you can watch as many fucking nights as you want. So if you're paying for a pay per view with AEW, if they even decide to do something like 2 nights, then you got to pay for 2 pay per views, unless you're gonna like break them down. And that would be the only way you do that. So like here, $30 each night. You watch the night that you want. Give them that way back, or get a platform. Where you can do the kind of streaming service like WWE is doing. WWE has a lot of benefits, man. Especially right now and everything they're changing, all the transition they're doing, constantly going overseas. I feel bad for the fucking superstars. I know they got to be tired, bro. They're going in Saudi Arabia, then they're going to fucking Scotland in 2 weeks. I mean, I know they never, they were on the road before, but now, I mean, they must never see their families, bro. They're on planes out the ass, man. And
Yeah.
I can't see them doing that every single year. I mean, this hopefully this is like a one-off, and they come back to just. It's
But
good. I'm pretty sure it's good, but damn, they traveling
yeah.
them fucking guys like.
Nah, I think it's good though, but I think also too is that when I forgot what event it was though, but I think when you see these events like Glasgow, Scotland, or you see Backlash, or you see these certain events, you like, damn man, these crowds are contagious. Like I know
Yeah,
I wasn't the only one like that. Raw coming out of Backlash was just having some anticipation that the crowd was just going to be even a little bit similar to what they was at Backlash. So it's like these international crowds got that flavor of just like, damn, bro, like shit, you gonna have a show here every week,
yeah,
but when you don't, and you have it here in the states, of course, and you get some shows that be, some audience, better yet,
dead.
that just be, dead, and then, another week it'd be exciting. So it's just like I feel like the international shows are cool, but hey, I guess you got to split it up. They
Yeah,
always stay up at late at night and watching us, when they in
that's right.
America. So.
Raw, all that
I guess
shit.
it's
They stay up
daytime.
all the time.
Yeah, I guess it's
Motherfuckers be
daytime
up
right
at
now.
2 o'clock in the morning watching Raw and SmackDown.
All right, man. Before
Real.
we wrap it up and head on out of here, I know you ready to go. Hey, I'm ready to go too. All right, man. Before we wrap it up and head on out of here, we was just chatting about AEW. A couple of matches, real fast. That's on the card tomorrow night. All these matches that they got. The Anarchy in the arena matchup. Slim, you plan on checking it out, or you just gonna
Oh
tune
yeah,
in when you can?
I'm a wrestling
Because I know.
freak. I'm
Mhm.
gonna watch everything. I think it's gonna be interesting. This is one of their bigger shows, especially for this match. It's a lot of good storylines. I feel like Malachi Black should go over. I pray Daniel Bryan can stay healthy in this match. It's the same match he got hurt in last year. Swerve versus Christian should be pretty good. A match I feel is gonna steal the show. Orange Cassidy should be pretty good. That one right there, Will Ospreay versus Roderick Strong, I think could potentially be, if done right, a good candidate for match of the year. Um, Serena Deeb, incredible against Thomas Tony Storm. For you kids who don't remember, she was in the Straight Edge Society with CM Punk. It was amazing to see what she
Yeah,
came.
that's right. That's right.
Damn, that's right. I remember that.
And I'm sorry, Jay White, man, doesn't get enough credit for how good he is in elevating Billy Gunn's kids. And Swerve versus Chris is gonna be pretty good. Shout out to my boy Prince Nana coming back this week. That was an epic return. Overall, I feel like it should be
Yeah.
good. Um, I don't know. I don't know if they'll have any surprises. You never know what Tony Khan's gonna pull out the bag. Um, yeah, the whole Hook and Jericho thing is weird to me. And shout out to Mox, or actually, I hate that version of the IWGP title. I think it's ugly as shit. But him versus Takeshita should be pretty good. I give him 10 minutes before he starts bleeding in the match, but we'll see.
Bro, why do they have a fucking New Japan championship match on the AEW? Bro, I can't get
because
with it,
John,
yo.
because John, the only thing, and I'm thinking because he's a AEW superstar, went over there, and
It's
one thing with
so
AEW,
it's
they
like
get
Slim
the
just said though. It's like how do
yeah.
you just constantly keep having it's just overloaded, bro. Like let your fucking shit sell the I don't know, bro. I don't know. But when you talk about it, then people say, "Oh, that's because you're just a WWE guy." No, motherfucker. I'm making a valid point. You have a
Well, no,
whole
it's
nother promotion champion, plus the AEW Christian and Christian and Swerve should be pissed because they're going up against their fucking companies. They're representing their company as the champions and the contender, and then you just got a whole nother fucking company. They're champion, they're contender as well. I just don't. I don't know. I don't fuck with that shit, yo.
But
I think it's overloaded.
I think the thing is, unless you watch a video package, the average fan wouldn't know the title that's on John Moxley's shoulder.
It's just
To be
crazy.
real, because to be
yeah.
real, in the States right now, it's either the E or AEW, or if you are like me and watch everything, TNA, Impact, all that stuff. But unless you're a super duper fan, you're not going to understand what IWGP even means, what New
Yeah.
Japan even represents. And you wouldn't even know that John Moxley's over his shit over there as Death Rider and his persona over there. And Takeshita's in this mix of new generation of Japanese wrestlers that's supposed to be the next crop. Like, when it was Naito and Okada and Shibata and Ibushi, he's right up there right now with Kaito Kiyomiya and Shota Umino right now as the next big generation of Japanese wrestlers. And I mean, to catch this credit, he's had bangers of matches in AEW. I don't think he's had a bad one to date. When I was at Revolution, the one he had with Ospreay was amazing. But I agree with you, Brian. I would feel slighted because, like, why? Because I feel like as world champion, I feel like I should go on last. Like,
Trying to
plus,
tell you.
like, and plus, this isn't Forbidden Door where we just said, "Hey, everybody come here for a superstar extravaganza."
I can relate to that. You know what I mean? Like if they just have, let's say they have Ring of Honor. They're working with Ring of Honor. They bought that up. Okay, cool. Why can't you take, if you want to do some a mixture of stuff, have 3 or 4 pay-per-views throughout the year, and say, hey, we're gonna do these pay-per-views, and these are gonna be established for New Japan wrestlers, our
Oh,
interaction, our invasion type angle shit. But just
Yep.
to throw it on your important, one of your biggest, that's like us taking fucking TNA's champion and bringing them on to WrestleMania and shit. Like, I don't understand why that would be beneficial for any brand. I mean, maybe TNA, TNA's gonna appreciate it, but I don't know.
yeah,
I
they
just feel
got
like it could
this.
be done better.
AEW always had this working relationship with either TNA, I think it was at first, where
Mm-hmm.
Christian, I believe, was Kenny Omega. Then it was Christian. I think they were the TNA Impact World Champion, and now you got John Moxley. Of course, he the IWGP champion, but I think it's definitely, I agree, it's definitely an overload to where it's like so many matches on the show. Back then, where they was only just doing 4 pay-per-views a year. Now, okay, you can get away with it. You got a whole lot of story that you building up. Maybe at least 7 of them could be on the actual card, and the other 3 could be on the pre-show or whatnot. But yeah, AEW does have a lot of things that they got going on. The only thing they just need to put together is just using everybody the right way and telling these stories that
Yeah.
that they should be telling.
Better
In pro
structure,
wrestling.
maybe. I don't know. You got a lot of guys who know what they're doing over there. It just seems like it just, who the fuck am I, right? But I'm just saying, like, it just from looking outside, looking in, it just looks like it could be done better. It could be done better to, like you said, Slim, engage like the audience who doesn't really know these events. And you say, hey, we got John Moxley. He's wearing the IWGP Championship right now. So it's like, why is he wearing that? What is that? But John Moxley, he's one of the biggest stars. He was in WWE. He was in fucking AEW. He was, you know what I'm saying? So you see
But we
him.
can.
He's
Go
bringing
ahead.
representation. You know what I'm saying? You could use that to build a whole fucking card.
Yeah,
Like
but
So
we can all admit real fast that AEW was sort of designed for that hardcore. I was a hardcore wrestling fan. I was watching
yeah,
Busted Open, and they was talking about Leonard Bully was real adamant of getting Tony Khan on the show to just chat with him about what the fuck is going on with the actual
that'd be
show,
a good
and can
conversation right there.
yeah, and can
That'd be
they
a
weather
good ass
the
convo.
weather the storm? We all know that AEW just been around for about 5 years right now, and WWE 60, 70 years. And
Yeah,
WWE has weathered so many storms throughout the years. And whether it was the post Attitude era or, the PG starting that era or whatever, or even in the steroids dump. So it was just so many, storms that WWE sort of got through, and they hot right now in AEW. I feel like, can they, sort of get through that? And can they make it on the other side? But it was all
a,
designed for the hardcore fans because
yeah,
WWE at that point was not entertaining to watch.
a, a hard truth that a lot of people, especially tribalists, don't wanna take to heart is AEW is fantasy booking to the highest degree. AEW is all of us playing SmackDown versus Raw 07 08 and be like, ooh, I see this guy named AJ Styles, but he's not in the game. Let me create him.
create them.
I
Yeah,
saw this guy. I
for
saw this. I
real.
saw. I saw Samoa Joe. Let me create him. And hey, let me
Yeah,
put him against. Let me put AJ Styles against Randy Orton because they're very very similar. But Randy's in this bigger company and everything like that. AEW gives us those matches that everybody says they wanted. Like we always wanted to see Okada crossover and face somebody. We wanted to see what would Kenny Omega do against somebody else. If we got Naito over here, or if we got anybody else over here, and it's like you can do fantasy booking, but to me that should be reserved for special shows.
exactly,
Now,
yo. You saying
now,
it perfectly right now, Slim. That's
now,
it.
my thing is though, you arguably have one of the biggest stars in the industry in Okada in your company, yet it doesn't feel like it. You know what I mean?
Because he's just
Like
thrown in the mix.
like you
Yeah,
just
he is thrown in the mix, and I don't
you
think he had a presentation for everyone to just know
Get
who
to
he
know
is.
you
Though
and shit.
now,
Exactly.
and that's what I say. AEW is for sort of everybody who watch TNA maybe or New Japan or other words, they know who this guy is. But for the guy who's tuning in and maybe saying, you know what, shit, I like WWE, I love that, but I want to fuck with AEW too, but I don't know who he is.
You slid Okada into Kenny Omega's spot and basically told us, hey, nothing's different. Nothing's different right now.
For real.
That's all he's doing. He's in Kenny's spot in the elite. That's it. That's all he's doing.
That's true.
He's the cocky. He's not the quote unquote leader, but he's the cocky. He's the cocky, athletic, super over dude.
Yeah, you said that the best though, because that was just that was my point too, because there are people who just like to I'm this guy or I'm that guy, I don't like this, and bitch and gripe or whatever, but I just see it being the big picture, like you said. Hey, we can intermix these people that even like back in the day, WCW and WWE. Just imagine like they just had two big events where they said, okay, for this one time fucking ever,
Man,
Stone Cold's gonna fight Goldberg, and you're like, what? AEW is an opportunity. They have the perfect opportunity right now to do shit like that for hardcore fucking fans. And it would be so much better than, like you just said, and Dre, them just taking motherfuckers and just intermixing everybody in everything. Now it's hard to follow even anything, because now you're watching AEW because you like watching AEW and Dynamite and Collision, and then all of a sudden you're seeing another championship that's not on there. And like, what the fuck is this? Like, if I just started watching it and I never watched wrestling, or I just watched WWE and AEW, and I saw that, I'd be like, damn, what championship is that? Is that somebody who was the last one? Oh, some guy in Japan. How the fuck is that? Like, I'd have no idea. I have to research my life.
Yeah,
But
and when you see that, it's like, oh shit.
bro.
And when you see that, it's like, damn, I gotta go check out New Japan too. It's like,
Yeah.
okay.
It's like it's harder to follow. You could be invested, but it would just be so much more if you were like, yo, Okada for the first time fighting fucking Kenny Omega, and it's on, and even if it is like it's an AEW pay-per-view setup, I don't know, bro. I feel like they could just do more, man.
Man, don't say Goldberg too loud. You give Bret Hart more PTSD than he already has.
Shit. Oh yeah, listen, bro. And the Undertaker too now. Yo, we never even had a I don't think on Commission or STR, we never had a conversation about that time when Goldberg was talking shit about Asuka, bro. What was up with that shit? Y'all heard about that?
Because he was bitching about the streak.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think she had a better streak or something like that,
Yeah.
or her streak wasn't better than his.
Well,
Some crazy shit.
Asuka's streak was better because she was half of Goldberg shit. He got fed like, what was it, like 120-0 whenever he got defeated in WCW before Nash went over his ass. Half of them niggas is jobbers.
Yeah, he didn't really start facing big names until like, yeah, you're right, until he got like into like the 60s or 70s or some shit.
Exactly. The same treatment they gave Goldberg, Unstoppable Powerhouse, is the same treatment they're giving Braun Breaker right now. You're unstoppable until we find somebody who can match up against you. Like, that's real shit.
Yeah.
We're gonna see, man. We're gonna wait to see things unfold, man. I appreciate you guys, man. Definitely coming on, chatting wrestling, man. That good old wrestling. We about to head on out of here. Anything you guys want to get off the chest, man, before we roll?
Not too much, man. Just getting into a new week here. We got a lot of wrestling to talk about.
I just pray.
Appreciate
if the guys are listening, Bubba Ray and Devon on Tuesday, if you could put Sexy Red through a table for me on NXT, I greatly appreciate it.
What's real fast? How you guys feel about that?
Trash.
Bro.
Trash.
I think
the only reason that she's popping up on there because she tweeted or made a post on X that she was watching Trick Williams or whatever. So I feel like they're gonna come and do a segment with Trick Williams, her, and Lash Legend.
I will say this as clearly as I can possibly say, and Brian heard me say this before. A lot of people are going to say, oh man, y'all are trying to downplay Sexy Red, this and that, because all y'all know, y'all got a cousin or auntie or somebody that acts like that in y'all family. Yeah, I do. It don't mean I'm going to take them to fucking work with me.
Yep. Watch wrestling. Or I want to see it's their classic thing. I mean, WWE's been doing this forever, man. Bringing in, a celebrity somewhere. She'll probably just pop up, maybe be in the back or something like that or whatever. I don't think she's going to have like a big presence. But listen, these new people, like Slim just said, there's this I don't know, this want for ghetto fucking fabulous shit right now. I mean, it kind of started with Cardi B, in my opinion, and everybody just been glorifying that ratchet fucking attitude, having neck twitching, shit talking shit. I'm just not. I'm not a fan of it, so I don't really care when it's like around. But it is getting a lot of attention lately, yo.
To, to be fair, it's been in our culture for decades. It was
Really?
there way before Cardi B, way
Oh
before
yeah,
Cardi.
yeah.
If
It's
we
just
go
been more
back to
popular now. With I don't for some reason it's like the shit talking, girl with the attitude. You know what I'm saying? Like even with the songs. I mean, just women's rap in general is unless you're talking about some crazy fucking ratchet ass. I'm shaking my ass and you niggas can't have me. It's the whole fucking song.
That is.
that's your
You right
brand,
about
that's your brand. But my thing is, does it become an oversaturated market if everybody's rapping about the same thing?
Same shit.
same shit. Yo, man, this has been another great episode, man. Talk pro wrestling. King and the Queen of the Ring, man. We got Nia Jackson and Gunther, and we're gonna look forward to see what's next, man, in the coming weeks. Though, appreciate
For sure.
everyone tuning in, man, on Facebook, X, Twitch, YouTube. Everyone, definitely like, share, subscribe, comment, man, for real, and tell a friend, tell a friend. Yo, but until next time, you guys, man. We got commission talk this Wednesday. I know my guy Brian B and Warren Marlowe, we're gonna be down Wednesday 5 p.m. as well as my guy got straight through the ropes Wednesday 9 p.m. as well as Lay, my guy Slim Brian B. They're gonna be doing a damn thing.
That's
So,
right.
but until next time, you guys, man, we're gonna see you next week here on Talk Pro Wrestling. Got a lot of shows, man. A lot of
Got a lot of
shows.
shows.
Until next time, you guys, man, stay safe, stay blessed. Give all the glory to God, man. Won't do it. Yo, we out, man.
Peace out, yo.